Welcome to part 2 of my Scarlet and Violet era predictions video. So what we did in part 1, in case you missed it, we went through every single set right up until Twilight Masquerade for Scarlet and Violet era sets. That was part 1, and I made a prediction on the sealed products on where I think they would be in the not too distant future. So today's video, we're going to do it for part 2, right ahead from Shrouded Fable to the final Scarlet and Violet era set, black and white. Now, what I used as a metric to give a prediction on where these sets would finish in the future is past sets with similar performance. And moreover than that, past sets with really similar total set values and really similar chase cards. In case you haven't tuned into this channel before, one thing that I use as a metric when it comes to looking at sealed products' future performance is how big the total set value is. And how big the total set value is normally a direct correlation to how good the hits are inside the set. The more hits inside the set, the bigger the total set value. The bigger the total set value and the bigger the hits inside the set, the more expensive the sealed product is going to be. The correlation is just dramatic. And look, I get it. Sometimes, print runs come into play and sets get short printed and lots of things can happen. But that's a really, really big predictor to sealed performance in the future. So that's the metric we're using. We're delving into the past and finding a set with similar total set value and similar hit value and seeing what that price is as a good guide for what current Scarlet and Violet era sets will do in the future. So let's start off. This is part 2. We're continuing on with Shrouded Fable. Shrouded Fable as an Elite Trainer box is $79 US. One of the reasons this has a very low hit rate, a very low total set value is because there's not many hits inside it. And the hits that are inside that are holding value, it's because they're playable at the moment. And I don't know what's going to happen with this set in the future, but if it doesn't cop a reprint, there's one set that it sort of reminds me of. And look, this could be my worst prediction ever, but there's something about Shrouded Fable, and for me, it's all going to come down to how heavily, if at all, this Elite Trainer box gets reprinted. So currently it's $79. You know what didn't really get much of a reprint at all, which was sort of the black cloud of the Sun and Moon era, and that was Dragon Majesty. It had all this hype around it, and I get it. Still, I think Dragon Majesty is a better set than Shrouded Fable. I'm not saying Shrouded Fable is as good as Dragon Majesty. They're both pretty lackluster sets. However, Dragon Majesty does, of course, have that dragon emphasis behind it. There was Gyarados in there, there was Charizard in there was a Dragonite in there. So there is that dragon base to it, which is just naturally going to add value, which Shrouded Fable is missing. However, there's just some similarities with low total set value and also this mystique around it being the black sheep of the family, so to speak, when it comes to Elite Trainer boxes. It's like all the holiday sets from the whole Scarlet and Violet era have been phenomenal. We're talking 151, Prismatic Evolutions, black and white, and then Shrouded Fable was just it was like the black sheep of the family a little bit. And that was a bit like Dragon Majesty. It was surrounded by other really good holiday sets like Hidden Fates, and that just didn't really, stand up, so to speak. But Dragon Majesty is $655 US an Elite Trainer box. Now, I'm not saying Shrouded Fable will be $655 US Elite Trainer box in the same time frame, but I'm saying if all the stars align, that could possibly happen. Now, remember, Dragon Majesty came out in 2018, so it is 7 years old, whereas Shrouded Fable is a little over a year old. So it's got a bit of time behind it. Who knows, maybe it'll be a $300 or $400 Elite Trainer box by the time it's 7 years old. If it doesn't get a reprint, that certainly wouldn't surprise me. Number 2 on the list, or the next set for Scarlet and Violet, is Stellar Crown. We had a little bit of a run of lackluster sets here. However, Stellar Crown was sought after at launch. There was a lot of people that were really struggling to get their hands on it. The pre-orders for it were really strong. It was like Stellar Crown was almost the start of Pokemon's epic run that it's been on. And it was $285 booster box right now. What would I compare it to? Stellar Crown is quite a weak set in my opinion. The Bulbasaur and the Squirtle are really nice because they complement the Charmander that came out in Obsidian Flames Elite Trainer box. But I don't see it doing massive things. Set value is quite low, the pull rates are actually quite easy, and I know this is maybe clutching at straws a little bit, but these are hard sets to find similarities for. But Crimson Invasion from Sun and Moon era, I think, is where we'd see it. That set is from 2017, it is now 8 years old, and it's going for just over $600 US a booster box. It wouldn't surprise me when Stellar Crown is 8 years old that it's also somewhere around the early to mid $600 US a booster box. That's where I sort of see Stellar Crown going. If you look at Crimson Invasion, really similar total set values around that 600, like that 400 to 500, US dollar total set value. A couple of chase cards around that, sort of $60 mark, which, Stellar Crown has. I think the Squirtle, is it, in Stellar Crown goes for a bit more. I think it's about an $80 card, but I think there's similarities in total set values there. Now, continuing the ball rolling, the next set that came out with this Pokemon hype was, of course, Surging Sparks. This was touted as almost the next Evolving Skies from the Scarlet and Violet era. It was that electric dragon-based set. It could have done with a couple of nicer dragon Pokemon, in my opinion, to really set it off, but is still a very, very strong Pokemon card set. And surprisingly, one of the cheaper booster boxes from the whole Scarlet and Violet era. It's $243 a booster box at the moment. It's actually quite cheap when you compare it to, like, it's cheaper than Stellar Crown. Like, how does that actually make sense? When you look at it from a value equation, straight away I'm going to say, go ahead and buy Surging Sparks booster boxes. Like, they're so cheap in comparison to where they should be, and in comparison to lots of other booster boxes from the Scarlet and Violet era. What would I compare it to, though? If you look at the hits, it's really strong, of course. You've got the main chase card in the Pikachu. I'd compare it to Brilliant Stars from Sword and Shield era. A couple of reasons for that. First one being, you look at the mascot of the set. Pikachu for Surging Sparks, Charizard for Brilliant Stars. And if you look at the chase card prices of those two cards, they're quite similar. PSA 10 prices as well, quite similar. On top of that, you've got this little run-on of some subliminary hits inside here. Like, you've got, $80 chase cards and $60 chase cards and $50 chase cards, and Surging Sparks has them. And so does Brilliant Stars with cards like the Arceus in a alt art. You've also got the Trainer Gallery with Umbreon, etc. in there. And Surging Sparks, of course, you've got cards like the Latias, and there's a few other there's a gold Pikachu and a few other chase cards inside there that hold somewhat significant value. Now, if you look at Brilliant Stars, it came out in 2022, so it's not that old at all. And it's currently going for near on $500 a booster box. So Surging Sparks, got to remember, Brilliant Stars is 3 years old. So in my opinion, Surging Sparks, in another literally probably 2.5 years, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a $500 booster box. Very quick and easy opportunity, in my opinion, to double your money in the next 2.5 years when it comes to Surging Sparks booster boxes. Fourth one on the list is Prismatic Evolutions. What a set, hey? This is a phenomenal Pokemon card set. It'll go down, in my opinion, as one of the greatest holiday sets we've ever seen. And why? A few reasons. I mean, A, it's got all the evolutions inside there. B, there's some other really, really nice special illustration rares. Shinji Kanda's Roaring Moon is a stunning looking Pokemon card, as well as other special illustration rares. Next reason, it has an introduction of Pokeball and Master Ball reverse holos into the English TCG, which is phenomenal. And fourth reason, it's got God packs inside it. Like, you can literally pull nearly every evolution from the one pack. That's going to make people want to rip these packs for years and years and maybe even decades to come. What would I compare it to? I think it's quite comparable, and I know this isn't much older, as 151. 151's like, what, maybe 18 months older than Prismatic Evolutions, maybe not even that, maybe more like 15 months older. But 151 is currently going for $410 an Elite Trainer box, and Prismatic is going for $128 an Elite Trainer box. Prismatic has the higher total set value. 151 is just rocking that nostalgia train though. It's got all the millennials and younger, 90s babies, late 80s babies inside there wanting to chase those Pokemon cards. Does nostalgia beat total set value? I don't know, but I think 151 and Prismatic will perform quite similarly. So in my opinion, once the Prismatic train is over, and we know it's been printed heavy, but once that printing stops and supply starts to dwindle a little bit, it's just going to have this flow-on effect where Elite Trainer box prices rises and rises, and before you know it, in another 3 years, I think Prismatic will well and truly easily be a $400 Elite Trainer box. So there's a very good chance to triple your money there on Prismatic Evolutions, in my opinion, over the next 3 years. So with those two alone, Surging and Prismatic, when I look at opportunities in Scarlet and Violet era for investments that are going to perform well over the next 2.5 to 3 years, I don't think you can look past Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer boxes, and I don't think you can look past Surging Sparks booster boxes. Before we jump onto the final three, quick shout out to today's video sponsor, which is of course the Collector app. You can check out my journey down the bottom. If you don't have it, you can download it through the description. There's a link in there to take you straight to the App Store. The big one is a few changes. You can add in your whole sealed and singles collection, but now when you click on your portfolio tab, typically you can only filter by your most expensive product to your least expensive. Now you can filter with other metrics, one being how well has products performed in the last day. So you can see your best performing products as of late. That's really important. Now, the other one is set analytics has been added in, so you can see total set value, which is where all these images throughout this video are from. It's such a good app. It's so easy. You can now, when you sell items, put in your realized gains and what profit you've made off selling that item. Like it's such a good app. I urge everyone to download, collect a lot. It's too good. Right, next one, next cab off the rank, Journey Together. Currently going for $259 US a booster box. Journey Together, in my opinion, is a little bit sneakier than what people think. I think it's a slightly better Pokemon card set than what people think. I don't think it's quite as good as what I'm about to compare it to, but I think it's almost like its little brother. Like it's pretty good, but not as good. Astral Radiance is a Sword and Shield set that I thought went well and truly under the radar. I spruiked it for a while saying this set is better than people give it credit for. In fact, I still think it's better than what people give it credit for. Astral Radiance is $411 US a booster box. It also came out in 2022, so it is only 3 years old. If you look at the top hits inside the set, the Machamp versus Lily's Clefairy, you'll see their price is quite similar. If you look at the ancillary hits inside the sets, you'll also see they're quite similar. Astral has a slightly better secondary chase card in that Starmie V from the Trainer Gallery. That's where I think maybe the strength lies on Astral being a touch better set than Journey Together, in that it's got that stronger Trainer Gallery. So again, I'm not saying Journey is as good as Astral, but it's not far off. So will Journey Together, once out of print and being 3 years old like Astral is now, will it be encroaching on $400 US? In my opinion, it will be. It's probably going to be sitting somewhere around that $350 to $380 US a booster box. Sixth one, and our second last Scarlet and Violet era set, is the big one. The most hyped Pokemon card set in a long, long time, Destined Rivals. It's already nearly at $400 US a booster box, and it's only been out for a few months. It's absolutely insane. Destined Rivals is crazy. What would I compare it to? I don't think the chase cards inside Destined Rivals are as strong as Evolving Skies. I don't think this is Scarlet and Violet's Evolving Skies. I think it'll perform phenomenally well. I also don't think it's Sun and Moon's Team Up. I don't think we can quite put it in that box. I think it's an absolutely phenomenal Pokemon card set. I think it also has so much nostalgia attached to it with Rocket. I think it's also one of the most hyped Pokemon card sets we've seen in a long time. It's been ages since we've seen a booster box rise so rapidly in price from launch. Once we get a reprint, or if we get a reprint, maybe prices will dip a little bit, but it'll rebound really, really, really strongly. What would I compare it to? That's a hard one. Is it Evolving Skies good? Maybe. Is it Team Up good? Maybe. Is it going to perform as well as those? Who knows? Cosmic Eclipse is maybe the closest thing I can think of to compare it to. That's from 2019, so it's only 6 years old and it's already $4,000 US a booster box. In my opinion, we'll see Evolving Skies, for argument's sake, reach that price point first, and then maybe Destined Rivals will get close to it or follow in its shadow. Maybe once Destined Rivals is 6 years old like Cosmic Eclipse is, I don't know if it's going to be quite $4,000 US. I think print runs will play a massive role in that, but it could well be a $2,000 US booster box, or a $2,500 US booster, or a $3,000 US booster box when it's 6 years old. Final one, of course, is the Black and White set. Now, they've been set into two different Elite Trainer boxes. Both Elite Trainer boxes are going for roughly $80 US. And the best thing I think I compare Black and White to is probably something, the final Sword and Shield set. And I know this is the final Scarlet and Violet set, so I think comparisons can be drawn there. But also, the number of hits inside both these sets, I think you can compare it, in my opinion, to something like a Crown Zenith. Now, Crown Zenith is currently going for $227 US an Elite Trainer box. That is actually very close to being bang on 3 times the price of either a black or a white Elite Trainer box. So if you want to triple your money in the space of sort of 3 years, I think you could do it relatively quickly when it comes to Black and White era. The hard part is, Crown Zenith has something a little bit different going for it. There is a fair few different generations Pokemon sprinkled in there. There's Gen 1 Pokemon sprinkled in there. There's Gen 2 Pokemon sprinkled in there with the legendary dogs, Mewtwo, for argument's sake. We had the Giratina. The thing about Black and White is, unless you're a Gen 5 lover, that's not going to do a great deal for you, is it? And that's the hard part. That's where I see the difference between them. But In terms of total set values, in terms of chase cards, Black and White has strong chase cards, as does Crown Zenith. In terms of total depth of hits, there's a massive correlation to be had there. So will Black and White in another 3 years' time be encroaching on somewhere between $200 to $240 an Elite Trainer box? I think it actually will, even though it doesn't have those Gen 1, 2, 3 Pokemon sprinkled throughout it. I think there's enough love and hype for those Gen 5 Pokemon to carry it over the line. There you go, there's my prediction on the final half of Scarlet and Violet era. I'm Michael, this is Pokeols, and I'll catch everyone next time.